You know what I mean?
That's right.
You know, I never done that, man. I don't even know where they come up with that, man. And then the guy's a rat, man. He been working for the feds for 2 years now. You know what I'm saying? Cooperate. So you can look at my paperwork, man. My paperwork. If I was ratting, it'd be on CNN. You know what I mean?
BMF Immortal, and it's cool. Like sometimes we switch perspectives, so it's from a law enforcement perspective.
Oh wow!
Instead of it being from the, the actual hustler side, of the aspirational side.
I don't know what you're talking about. Right. They ain't telling nobody. Because if you're telling, you can't even look forward to going home.
Okay, so 50 Cent blasted Lil Meech and posted video footage and evidence of him allegedly snitching on his security. The security, who ended up taking the fall for everything, said that he was asleep when Lil Meech threw everything in his lap.
Sir, my ID's in my bag.
In the bag?
Yes, I'm a minor, sir. I have security guards. They left that in my bag, sir. I did not pack my bag.
Now we can get that all straightened out after the...
Big Meech and 50 Cent are getting into a heated argument. You all, there have been 50 texts from Big Meech telling him to quit talking about his son or face harsh repercussions. All of this started when 50 Cent released this crazy video purporting to show Lil Meech turning on the police and allowing his ex-friend to be blamed. The catch is that the same friend is now defending 50's allegations, claiming that Lil Meech sold him out and that he was sent to prison. 50 has been making fun of Lil Meech and Big Meech for a time now, as most of you are aware, particularly since their controversy surrounding the BM series. Yet this most recent action? As it turns out, Big Meech has had enough. 50's persistence might turn this fight from online teasing into something much more serious.
It's not legal. Huh? It's not legal.
What is it?
It's not legal.
It's not legal what?
Let's start by discussing this incredible body cam video that 50 Cent recently released. It purports to show Lil Meech spying on his friend while he was being pulled up. Meech's companion was cuffed during an arrest in the video, and the friend claims that Meech threw him under the bus in order to protect himself. The video is dividing the internet and getting people talking. There are many who believe there is more to the story, while others are labeling it outright betrayal. However, when 50 Cent uploaded that video, he was undoubtedly aware of what he was doing.
Oh. Good, man.
Hey, I'm charging about the gun. What y'all talking about?
In the footage, Lil Meech can be seen sitting in the back of a cop car as both men are in custody. Did you find the other stuff? He asked the officer at one point, immediately after the officer mentions finding a gun. Here's the crazy part. The officer had just stated that it wasn't against the law to possess a firearm. They had to check the car again after Meech's question, though, as if he had unintentionally suggested that there was more hidden. What has people accusing it of being a setup or outright snitching is that particular moment.
It's not legal. Huh? It's not legal.
What is it?
It's not legal.
It's not legal what?
To have a firearm.
I'm talking about the other stuff.
Huh? Talking about the other guy?
Other stuff.
Yeah.
That's illegal.
Additionally, the messiness only increases. Therefore, this friend who says Lil Meech betrayed him, at no point is he remaining silent. The individual who goes by the name 3Luck went on Instagram and made everything public. The same body cam footage that 50 Cent leaked was included, along with old pictures of him and Lil Meech hanging around. He didn't hold back in the caption, accusing Meech of straight up accusing him of both drug and gun charges during that traffic encounter. The reason why I have to defend time, 3Luck wrote, fake guys like Lil Meech are repulsive. My Trezali life, which is supposed to be genuine, is rather hoish. He called out Big Meech for raising a lame and even pulled him into it. He said he was actually asleep in the car when Lil Meech forced him to take the fall. Furthermore, he mentioned that 50 Cent is supporting him for revealing the truth. According to him, Meech was unfaithful to 50 even after acknowledging his error and promising to reimburse him. He continued by criticizing a man named Mitra as well, stating that he had known him for 20 years and could not understand why he was still riding with Meech in light of what had transpired. He claimed he lost business funds, spent a lot of money on attorneys and bonds, and would soon miss years of his child's life as a result of this circumstance, and the alleged code of death before dishonor that Meech and his people adhere to. I love you is as meaningless as that. According to 3 Luck, you know who did, of course, but Lil Meech hasn't spoken yet. 50 Cent wasted not a moment. I'm proud of you, Michael. He wrote as a subtle dig in his first repost of Michael Rainey JRB's Instagram. Have you ever spent a lot of money on Chrome Hearts jeans without using drugs? Yo! How are you going to throw your strapping drugs on your man's lap while he sleeps? 50 commented after reposting the same body cam footage of Meech. You know, this is yours, lol. You thought it couldn't get much more insulting, but then 50 returned with another post. Pop. First he went to the airport with a gun and was popped and panicking. He wrote, using a picture from a BMF concert to further disparage Meech. He can now be heard on tape telling his pals, the jab at the airport? Lil Meech was caught at TSA for carrying an unloaded gun in his bag without a license, and he was discussing that incident separately. Meech allegedly attempted to inform police that at the age of 23, he was not legally an adult. This is the most outrageous part. Hee. The intensity of this feud may be reaching new heights, and if Meech doesn't react quickly, it might seriously harm his reputation going ahead.
I know, but unfortunately, there's certain procedures we have to follow anytime something comes in that's prohibited, correct?
Right. So listen,
You understand that, correct?
please.
You have your ID on you?
Sir, my ID's in my bag.
In the bag?
Yes, I'm a minor, sir. I have security guards. They left that in my bag, sir. I did not pack my bag.
Well, we can get that all straightened out after the fact, okay?
thank you.
But until then, I have to put you in handcuffs until we figure this out.
Okay.
Okay,
Can
you
I call-
understand that?
Can I call my mom or somebody?
We'll do that after.
Okay.
All right, just turn around for me, be cooperative. Everything's on video and audio surveillance. Plus, I'm on body cam. You understand that?
Adding insult to injury, Meech attempted the traditional "do you know who I am" tactic, mentioning 50 Cent while begging the TSA to overlook him because of his notoriety.
Do you have anything else on you at this point?
No, sir, I promise I don't.
Okay.
I'm an actor, sir.
No, I understand.
Man.
Do you have a concealed weapons permit or anything like
No,
that?
I don't, sir. They left that in my bag. My little brother's outside waiting for me, sir. I promise you, sir, that's not mine. I have security guards, sir.
And, okay.
See how much jewelry I have on me? I went to private school. I'm a good kid, man.
He's saying that he's an actor and he has private security guards.
Does he have
didn't
security
pack-
weapons permission?
No,
No,
sir.
he doesn't have a.
Listen, sir, I was going to tell you.
Right? His ID and everything's supposed to be in the bag.
Listen, sir, I want to tell you 1 second. I fly every week, sir. I have security guards. When we were rushing to the airport, I have a premiere. I'm an actor. That's why I have a big chain. Me and 50 Cent have a TV show. Oh, sir, this will ruin my life.
Since you already know that 50 Cent enjoys controversy, the new video of Lil Meech reportedly snitching essentially gave him more material for his savage Instagram postings. When Big Meech, Lil Meech's father, finally intervened, however, things changed. Following a barrage of criticism from 50, who accused Lil Meech of snitching and even made fun of Big Meech's parenting, Big Meech quietly responded by sharing pictures of himself with his son with the comment, "Nothing can stop us. We're all the way up." Despite those serene messages, there are rumors that Big Meech is really considering going off the grid. Tell him to stop playing with my son or else. Industry insiders claim he directly warned a member of the 50s. Although it's not Big Meech's style to go on the internet and start talking tough, that's not his forte. This abrupt change in tone is drawing attention. A few BM series producers have reportedly resigned, according to some reports, maybe in an effort to defuse the situation before it gets out of control. Rewinding a bit, Big Meech's appearance with Rick Ross earlier this year was the catalyst for this whole thing. At that point, 50 began calling him a rat and implying that Big Meech cooperated under the First Step Act to get his sentence lowered. Even court documents that attempted to connect Meech's associate Tammy Cowens to the accusations were disseminated by him. There isn't any concrete evidence that Big Meech snitched, though. If you look at his case, it was not because he turned on anyone that he was spared 27 years of his 30-year sentence. Rather, it was due to new sentencing guidelines. Furthermore, Big Meech directly refuted those snitching allegations in a recently released infrequent prison interview. He said that the media would have spread the word widely if he had ever cooperated.
You can look at my paperwork, man. My paperwork, if I was ratting it'd be on CNN. You know what I mean? You better believe it, my nigga. Yeah, it'd be on CNN. You got some people insinuate Big Meech telling on the Mexicans. Look on Wikipedia. It'll tell you Daniel Correll out of LA, he telling on me. Shit, you know, the penitentiary rules is if you do not call a man hot or a rat or a snitch, that he cooperating with the government without having paperwork to prove it. You know what I'm saying? If not, you get your bitch ass up top, you check in, or your car check you in. You know what I'm saying? You know, not supposed to send her, oh yeah, I think Big Meech hot. No, you don't think that. You show that, or you keep your opinion to yourself.
It is precisely because of this whole snitching incident that supporters are divided. With Big Meech serving almost 30 years in prison, some argue that 50 had no right to brand him a rat. However, some are criticizing Big Meech's relationship with Rick Ross, particularly in light of all that 50 did for his family while he was incarcerated, such as putting Lil Meech on and providing him with an acting career. The most outrageous thing, though, is that 50 Cent has been implying that this feud is about jealousy rather than devotion. He claimed that Lil Meech had become so close to 50 that Big Meech was unable to cope. In a recent Instagram post, 50 said that Big Meech cut off his son's financial support because he felt intimidated by their closeness. He also said that Big Meech was a negative role model who was pushing Lil Meech to do drugs and spend money, whereas 50 was attempting to keep him focused and grounded. It gets more profound. Lil Meech reportedly reached his lowest point because of substance abuse during the BM filming, and guess who had to step in and clean up the mess? 50 again. Yes, during a weapons test, one of the actors puked, and Lil Meech was accused of having whippets in his vehicle. He also mentioned how bad things were on set and said he had to send Lil Meech to rehab. 50 didn't realize it was serious till they even asked, "What the F are whippets?" Additionally, if you go back and watch Lil Meech's early interviews, you'll see that he consistently gives 50 credit for saving him. He claims that before 50 intervened, paid for his acting courses, and gave him a purpose, he was absolutely lost. In light of all of this drama, supporters are now posing the crucial query: did Big Meech forsake someone who supported his son while he was away?
He came and got me before I even knew I could even act at all, before acting was even a thought. My dad called me one day and told me that he wanted me to fly to Atlanta in his presence so I could meet 50 for the first time and see the first casting that he was doing. You know, so I flew out there and it was a line around the street. And the first time I met 50, you know, it was just genuine. And I sat by him and we actually got to watch people audition for a couple hours. And the next day he called me, 8 o'clock in the morning, woke me up. I'm like, damn, 50 calling me. So I answered the phone, he like, hey, what you think about going to acting classes? I want you to play your dad. And at first, you know, it sounded crazy, but of course, you know, I'm gonna do it. I'm not doing nothing, so of course I wanted to do it, you know, I just didn't know if I could do it.
Nevertheless, Lil Meech wasted that fantastic chance entirely. He reportedly spent all $5 million he received from BMF in 3 years, and best of all, he didn't invest a single cent of that money. Rather, it is said that he spent it all on expensive automobiles, high-end clothing, and iced-out jewelry, leaving him with nothing but regrets and a collection of receipts.
Charged me $200,000 just for this Cuban. This Cuban is like 1,100 grams. It's chunky, real big. I really can't have this on for longer than 3 or 4 hours. My neck started hurting. You know, you might find a regular Cuban for 50 or for 100 maybe, but you know, it's 200 just for a kilo.
What's the pendant cost?
3 just for the pendant. Right here, this is Antarctica. It's the big boy. This is Christine called it Antarctica. It's the chandelier. And I might have seen these in Cali with this song. It's that big boy, you know.
How much is it going to
$2 million.
50 Cent does have a point. You have to admit, Lil Meech's life was truly transformed by him, and he was given a stage that most people could only imagine. However, things become somewhat hazy when discussing the entire snitching incident. Now, some of Meech's neighbors are retaliating by accusing 50 of hypocrisy. They claim that he's choosy about who he labels as a snitch and only uses the term when it fits his story or after a breakup.
Do you think Big Meech like told on somebody to get out, snitched, did anything extra?
No. Let me tell you why. Big Meech's paperwork is public records. There is no proof that Big Meech said, hey, bust him, bust him, bust him. Now, the situation with the lady Tammy, the female that he cool with or whatever, mess with whatever, I was having an argument with somebody about this last night. Now, if we go by prison rules and standards, Big Meech didn't sit down with the agents and say, hey, my bro gonna go ahead and settle boy up for me, so make sure y'all give me the credit. So we couldn't make a move on him because his name not in the paperwork for saying authorizing this. Now, what she did, what would happen, the killers, the homeless would be like, well, listen, bro, she your people, she did that with your name on it, so you gotta have her hit. You gotta either have her killed or you gotta bring a move to her because she implicated your name or the people got your name, your BMF, whatever, in this situation. You gotta handle this. So I was telling him, I said, bro, this is one of them situations where he had a ride or die. She jumped on it like, I'm gonna get him out here by any means. And, you know, I say now, we can't just up and say this. You know, people be like, common sense, well, man, did they have that talk? I don't know. So I don't think, you know, I got my own situation, so I don't really think that far into nobody else's situation anyway, but I do my little content. Yeah. But if, you see, you know, it's selective politics and it's selective who they gonna call a rat or who they not gonna call a rat in this industry. So we've been saying that since I've been home.
Given that Big Meech partnered with Rick Ross, the true question today is, did 50 Cent call him a rat? And did 50 go too far this time, in light of Big Meech allegedly threatening him now?